Hello, hi guys, and welcome to the Wyfe Up YouTube channel. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. I'm about to start the podcast, so let's go. Hello, and welcome to the Wyfe Up podcast and YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you guys are here. My name is Dietra, and I am your host. Thank you for stopping by. Today's topic is called Notetaker, and as usual I have my handy dandy notes, and I always like to start with a little bit of a prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for each and every wife, each and every woman that has stopped by to listen to what I have to say today. Thank you for letting them come and hang out with me. I pray for each and every marriage. I pray for each and every wife that is listening to the sound of my voice, God, and I pray for their covenant. Lord, that you use me, speak through me, and let wives have aha moments, God, and just take things from this podcast that they can use and implement in their marriages to make them kingdom marriages, make them better marriages, make them amazing, God. We love you, we honor you, and we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So, like I said, the title is Notetaker. And for those of you that are listening on the podcast, I am going to be, if you hear a little bit of pause in between the different examples that I'm doing, is because I am simulating that I am taking notes. You'll be able to see that on my YouTube channel if you want to go over and look and see exactly what I'm doing. But let's get started on this. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So your kids are note taking. We all learn how to note take. From the time that we start school, we're learning how to take notes. By the time we graduate high school, we have semi-perfected the art of note taking, right? So this is how it goes. The teacher says something's in class, and the child takes notes. And at the end of the week or the end of the semester, there's a test. And depending on how well your child takes notes and how well they study those notes will determine how well they do on the test. Well, some of those same kids are not just taking notes in school. Those same kids are not just taking notes in school. They're taking notes at home because you are their teacher. We are their teachers. Okay, I watch everything that we do and they take notes. Granted, their notes are mental notes that stay with them for the rest of their lives. And during their life, they're going to be faced with many tests. And depending on how well your child took notes will not determine how well they do on a test like it would be in class. Depending on how well you taught will determine how well they do on a test. And they're going to get through life and how they're going to get through life. Okay, so for the purpose of Wyfe Up, one of the lessons that your daughters are learning from you, from us, is how to be or how not to be a wife. And she's learning how she should be with men. So here are some things that I have seen women, wives, including myself, and many other examples that I've seen and witnessed firsthand, and testimonies as well, teach their daughters, women as wives. I've seen, these are things that I have seen myself, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm pretending that I am the daughter, and the daughter is saying what she's seeing from mommy and daddy, and she's going to be taking notes, right? So let's go. Grab my notepad. I got my notepad right here. And let's go. Number one, I rarely see mommy tell daddy that she loves him. So I guess, I'm not supposed to show my husband love and affection either. Got it. Note to self. Mommy didn't show daddy affection. I'm not going to show affection to my husband either. Maybe it's a sign of weakness, and I don't want to show him that I'm weak because I'm not, so I'm not going to show him any love or affection. Number two, daddy says mommy needs to do a better job of respecting him as a man and as her husband. Mommy says daddy has to earn her respect, and she will respect him when he earns it. Note to self. I guess daddy never earned it because mommy still acts the same way. So my husband won't get respect from me either until he earns it. whatever that means. Number 3, mommy says bad words to daddy a lot. She curses him out. She calls him names, and she says some pretty nasty things when they get into arguments. It seems like mommy has to have the last word. So, note to self. This is how I'm supposed to speak to my husband. I will have the last word too. Number 4. Mommy goes to church on Sunday, but during the week, we don't talk about God. And I only see her look for her Bible before church. So I guess God is just for Sundays. Also, I guess it's okay not to have a Christ-filled marriage. Now, let me pause for a second. There might be some women, some wives that, the daughter said that she only sees her look for her Bible when it's time for her to go to church. And you might be a wife that actually reads your Bible in your room in private, and so your daughter doesn't see that. Let me just tell you that your daughter needs to see you in the Word. Your daughter needs to see you spending time with God. She needs to know that when she can't find mommy, that mommy's in her room worshiping, that mommy's in her room on her knees or in her Word and she's taking notes. Don't keep that a secret from your daughter. This is super important, right? Your daughter needs to see that you spend time with the Lord. She doesn't need to think, oh, mom doesn't do any of it. If this isn't you and you're like, oh, you're only showing your daughter that Sunday is the time that you worship. Sunday is the time that you get in your Bible. Sunday is the time that you get in your Word. But during the week you're doing stuff. Let her see it. Let her know that you about that Christ life, right? But, this was something that some girls only see. And so they're going to make that assumption, okay, that mommy only goes to church on Sunday. And she'll be able to tell by your behavior as well whether or not you have a Christ-filled marriage. So note-taking, she's note-taking. Number 5, mommy doesn't talk about God outside of church unless she's asking for something. Oh, God, please don't let me get pulled over. Oh, please don't let me run out of gas. Lord, please don't let it rain. I just got my hair done. Or please let me win the lottery, Lord. Note to self. I get it. That's what a relationship with God looks like. He's like a genie. You call on him when you want to make a wish. Got it. Number 6. Mommy listens to music that has bad words in it and grown stuff in it. And she tells me she doesn't want to hear me singing it or I'll get in trouble. Then why is she listening to it in front of me anyway? Why is it okay for her to listen to this type of music, but it's not okay for me? It's okay. Note to self. I sing it in my mind anyway. And when I'm around my friends, I'll sing it as well. And sometimes we have little dances and we twerk and all types of stuff. And I can't wait to throw it back or do those things with my boyfriend or whatever that means. Number 7. Mommy used to live with her boyfriend. She didn't tell me it was wrong. So as soon as I'm old enough, I'm going to get a boyfriend and live with him. I'm not going to wait to give my body to my husband. I'm going to give it to my boyfriend because that's what my mommy did. Note to self. Number 9. Mommy just told a lie to daddy. She lies to him a lot. I don't say anything because the last time I did, I got in trouble. Note to self. It's okay to lie to my husband. I will teach my kids to keep their mouth shut too. Got it. Number 10. I heard mommy talking to her friends how she was wondering about how her ex was doing. Her friends were telling her all about his new life now, and mommy didn't seem happy for him. Why? Why would my mommy not be happy that her ex has a good life now? Why does she care about her ex anyway when she has my daddy? I don't understand. Note to self. I guess there's no harm in wondering about my ex-boyfriends when I'm married. Yep. Number 11. Whenever mommy and daddy argue, mommy always runs to her friends for advice. I don't hear her friends tell her to pray or bring it to Jesus. They be like, you should leave him or make him sleep on the couch. Note to self. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Go to my friends for advice because clearly they give better advice than Jesus would. Number 12. Speaking of friends, my mommy's friends say they're Christian, but I never hear them talk about God. I only hear them say how cute some men are at church or gossip about other people. Note to self. So going to church and looking at guys, then gossiping about other people, that's what fellowship is about. I got it. Number 13. Mommy always threatens divorce or leaving daddy when she gets really mad during an argument. She never leaves though. Her and daddy make up. They don't seem happy though. So I guess I'll threaten divorce when I'm mad at my husband just so I can get his attention. Note taken. Number 14. Mommy be watching all types of shows around me. Oh, there's a show I can learn a lot about how to be a wife. It's called Real Housewives of Atlanta or New York or wherever they're filming now. Now I know how to throw drinks, knock over chairs, curse other women out, pull weaves, gossip about other women, belittle other women, spend above my means, keep up with the Joneses, sleep with men that I'm not married to, change my face, and live life full of drama and Jesus free. I didn't see Jesus in the way these women act. Yeah, that's how to be a real housewife. Got it. Number 15. Mommy and daddy argue a lot about money. Mostly mommy buying unnecessary things. Mommy just went shopping and hid her stuff and told me not to tell daddy. Note to self. Spend money, then hide from husband. Got it. Number 16. Daddy was upset that the house wasn't clean and mommy said she was too busy to clean. But all she was doing was talking on the phone with her friends. And when daddy said something, she told him to clean the house himself if he didn't like it. Got it. Note to self. Lie to husband about what I was doing and make other things a priority over what he wants. I got it. Number 17. Today, mommy was flirting with another man. I didn't like it or him, but mommy didn't care and kept doing it. Note to self. It's okay to flirt with other men that are not my husband. Got it. Number 18. Mommy took us to lunch with this same guy who she says is just a friend, but she says I can't tell daddy. So it's okay to have a male friend that my husband doesn't know about. Got it. Number 19, mommy was talking to her friend on the phone, but she was talking low and secretive in the bathroom. I know it was that same guy on the phone, and it wasn't daddy. Note to self. So it's okay to talk to other men while my husband isn't home. Got it. Number 20. Mommy took me to her guy friend's house so we can have a play date with his daughter. Then she and the guy friend disappeared. And when I saw mommy again, her hair was messy. Note to self. So it's okay to go to another man's house and play house, but without my husband knowing. Got it. Number 21. Mommy told me that she and daddy weren't happy together anymore, and that's why she has a special friend to talk to. Got it. Note to self. So if me and my husband aren't happy, then it's okay to get a special friend to talk to him. And by special friend, I don't mean Jesus. Got it. Number 22. I saw mommy flirting with a guy at church. He's my friend's dad and he's married. Note to self. So it's okay to flirt with married men. Let me just say something here. Pause. Your little girls are watching you. So make sure that they know what a healthy conversation with a brother in Christ looks like. Or any male that you're having. If you're having a conversation with a male in front of your daughter, they need to understand your body language isn't flirting. They need to understand that you're just talking and having a conversation. There's a difference between, haha, that was funny, then, you're so funny. That's a difference. Okay? There's a difference. Watch your body language. Watch what you're teaching your daughter. Watch what you're saying, how you're moving. Okay? Because she's watching you. And she shouldn't think that you were, because she's smart. She knows the difference between mommy just laughing and mommy giggling and acting like, like that, because she's going to be like, it wasn't that funny. Like, okay, check yourself. Check yourself. All right. Okay. Let's get back to it. Number 23. Daddy says to mommy that she never listens to him. Mommy says that she doesn't have to listen to him because he's not her daddy. Got it. Note to self. So the only man that a wife should take direction from is her father and not her husband. Got it. Number 24. Mommy says that daddy gets on her nerves a lot. So it's okay to verbalize out loud how much your husband irritates you in front of children and in front of your friends. Got it. Number 25. Daddy says that we can't do something, and then mommy says that we can, and we do it anyway. She lets us. Oh, and we can't tell daddy or else we won't be able to do it again. Mental note. So the wife has the final say so, not the husband. And the husband doesn't really have a say. Well, he does have a say. Like, mommy will let him say it, but she's just going to go behind his back and do whatever she wants to do anyway. So sometimes we have to keep it a secret because mommy says she doesn't want to hear his mouth. So now I know how to do things behind my husband's back too, and have the kids in on it. Got it. Number 26. Mommy doesn't trust daddy. She goes through his phone, his Facebook page, his Instagram. She checks his messages, and sometimes we park outside of his job when he says he's working late to see if he's really working late. Mommy doesn't say, but I know because she'd be talking to a friend at the same time, and I can hear what she's saying, even though I have my headphones on and I'm listening to my iPad. I know what she's doing. So I see this is how you do it. I heard mommy tell one of her friends that he hasn't cheated, but it's just a matter of time. You never know. Mental note. So don't trust your husband even though he hasn't given you any reason not to. Got it. Number 27. Mommy nags daddy a lot. As soon as he walks through the door from work, she has nothing to say, usually complaints after complaints after complaints. So that means that husbands must love nagging wives, right? Because he's still there. Mental note. Must do that to my husband. Nag, nag, nag. Number 28. Mommy never says encouraging words to daddy. She yells a lot. She says mean things and she complains. I guess that's how you keep a man on his toes, right? Huh. I must try that. Mental note. Don't encourage or build up my husband. Got it. Number 29. I heard mommy say that she wishes she didn't marry daddy and that marrying him was the biggest mistake of her life. But if she didn't marry daddy, then I wouldn't be here. Mental note. I'm never going to say that in front of my kids because I don't want them to feel that way. If she married daddy and he's a mistake, then she probably thinks I'm a mistake too. Not doing that. Got it. Number 30. All of the women mommy watch or follow don't talk about God. She follows people like singers and raunchy rappers that either are not married or get in a divorce every other week. So I don't need to follow godly women to learn from. I can spend my time following ungodly women who openly don't live their life for Christ. Got it. Write that down. Number 31. Mommy doesn't like taking care of daddy. She doesn't want to cook, clean, or do his laundry. And she complains when she has to take care of him when he's sick. She says he's a grown butt man and he can take care of himself. And she's not his mama. Mental note. Got it. No need to take care of a grown butt man. He can look after himself. I'm not his mama. Got it. Number 32. Daddy wants to buy a house and leave something for his kids. All mom wants to do is to shop. Daddy wants mom to save money and to build with him. All mom wants to do is spend, spend, spend. She buys stuff she doesn't need. Dad questions her. Where's the money? She doesn't like it. And she says he's not going to control her money. Dad says they're supposed to be a team. So, mental note. Wives don't have to save money with their husbands if they don't want to. Wives can do whatever they want because her money is her money. Got it? Number 33. Daddy says mommy is insecure and jealous. And whenever mommy and daddy go out somewhere, mommy gets mad if he talks to any other woman. She gets an attitude even though daddy's just being friendly. Mommy doesn't like it. Also, mommy is always accusing daddy of things he didn't do because of it. Note to self. I'm going to be the same way with my husband because my mommy is teaching me how to be insecure like her. Number 34, even though I didn't write this down, I mentioned before about psychics. So I'm just going to say, mommy visits psychics whenever mommy and daddy are going through it. And mommy wants someone to tell her the future of her marriage. Note to self. Instead of going to Jesus, I'll go to psychics too. Got it. Our daughters also learn what not to do as well. So you may have a daughter who wants to be nothing like her mother because she saw how miserable her mother's marriage was and decided she's not going to repeat her mother's mistakes. That takes time. Sometimes daughters will repeat mistakes until they realize it doesn't work and they decide to forge a new path. The goal for us wives and women of Christ is to teach our daughters what a loving, healthy marriage looks like and what healthy behavior looks like and how to wife up. That is my goal in life. I want my daughters to not learn from my mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. I started Wyfe Up because of my mistakes. One of the reasons is because of my mistakes, right? I'm a divorced woman. I was married before. I did not wife up. I learned that. I look back now and I'm like, oh, ooh, you did this. Ooh, girl, no. But my daughters saw that. They saw, and I pray to God they don't follow suit. And I'm trying to rectify and show them the right way to go. And if you are a divorced woman, nothing you can do about that. There's nothing you can do about that. About the divorce. Like that's done, right? You moved on, he's moved on, it's done. But how are you moving forward? It is our job. They're note taking. They're looking at us. They are writing things down in here. They are watching you. They are watching. I mentioned before, they don't do what you say. They don't do what you say. They do what you do. Right? Not all kids. Some kids will be like, okay, yeah, I'm not. But there's that one that's like, oh, you did it. You did it. Right? We have to be very, very careful about how we move as wives, about what we're doing as wives, because our daughters are watching. And for those of you that are like, well, I don't have any daughters yet, or I don't have a daughter, I have a son. Your sons are watching you too. They're watching how you are with your husband. They're watching how you treat your husband. They're watching how a husband is to be treated, right? And it would be nice if your sons could be like, well, my mom, like, really treated my dad amazingly. And that's what I want in my wife, right? My mom took care of my dad. Like, she fed him. He was always happy. They had fun together. They loved on one another. They were always touching each other. Like, my father always held the door for her. Like, my father loved my mother, but it was because an attribute of my mom. Like, my mom really set out to please my dad, and that is the type of wife that I want. People are watching you. Your kids are watching you. I remember we had gone to a picnic. Like our church had a function, and I remember I went and fixed my husband's plate and brought it to him. You know, I asked him first, "Are you hungry?" He was like, "Yeah, I can eat." And I was like, "Okay." And I went and fixed his plate. And I was being watched. Right? The kids that were there were watching me. Like, even though they might not even realize what they were watching, they were watching. One of the guys at our church came to me. He was like, I can't wait for my wife to do that for me. I can't wait for my wife to take care of me like that. I can't. Oh my gosh. I'm praying for a wife like that. What man doesn't want to be taken care of? What man doesn't want to be loved like that? He should be walking out the house feeling 2 inches taller every single day because of the way you loved on him. But your kids are watching, your daughters are watching you. I've already set a bad example before on what to do and what not to do. I already did. And I own that. I own my mistakes. But now I had a second chance. And I want them to see that. My daughters see how much my husband loves me and how much I love him. They see that. I set the precedent in the house. They're like, hey, is dinner ready? Almost. It'll be ready for you after I fix my husband's plate. That's when dinner is going to be ready. Oh, okay. Like I go to bat for my husband. Like, don't listen. It is us. I love you kids, but this is my due right here. You're going to get my love because I'm your mama and I'm going to love on you. But you need to understand that man comes first. Because when y'all little selves move on and meet your spouses and you move on and you start your own life, it's just me and him. I'm not trying to build a relationship with him after the kids leave. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to forge this relationship now. I want us to be fun now, not empty nesters looking around like what do you want to do? I don't know. We don't got nothing in common anymore. We don't want to be and want to spend time with me. No, that's my best friend. And I want my kids to see that. Right? They're taking notes. How do you speak to your husband in your house? Wife, I want to know. Because if you've been dishonoring to him, if you've been yelling at him, cursing him out, calling him names, any of those things that I just broke down in those examples, if that's you, you have the opportunity to stop doing that today. Whatever that takes. Whatever that takes. I don't care if you learned that behavior from your mother, but you probably did. I don't care if you've had bad examples and this is what you learned and you think this is what you're supposed to do. It's time to wife up and change all that. He doesn't deserve that. And your kids don't deserve that. You are in a marriage. You said I do. There's a ring on your finger that he slipped on your finger that day that you guys got married. And from that point on, you have a duty to whoever is around you to show them what a good Christian marriage looks like. And I'm not talking about, faking the funk. I'm not talking about, let me just put on a show so people will think, no. That's not what I mean. I mean, truly having a great marriage. How you kingdom and your marriage ain't great? Tell me, please, because I would really like to know. Because I can tell you tell me what's wrong in your marriage and I'll tell you where you're going wrong. God gave me that discernment. Right? So when I meet people, I listen. When I counsel women, I listen. And then I listen. You want straight no chaser? Because that's what you're going to get. All right? I'm going to let you know what I see. Even if you're just telling me your side of the story. That's what we're going to do, right? When we talk to people, we tell our side of the story. Right? As wives, we're like, okay, well, and this is why versus, I'm messing up. I'm messing up and I just need to know how to fix it. But either way, I'm able to see past all that. I'm like, okay, well, this is what I see. Because your husband is not your enemy. He should be your best friend. And what happens is once you're married, eventually you start, not all, right? The ones that are having wives that are having problems in your marriage, you didn't start out that way. You got married and it was just like, this is my boo. Listen, I'm still waiting for Jamie and Nikki to get back together. Right? Somebody, if y'all like, who's Jamie and Nikki? So there's this couple that I used to watch. I used to love watching them. They live in Australia. She is this beautiful Sudanese woman. Dark. Like I'll be trying to get Nikki dark in the summertime. Like beautiful black porcelain. If that makes, can you have porcelain, black and porcelain? I don't think so. But you get what I'm saying? Like her skin just so black and smooth and beautiful. And she just like a black Barbie doll. Gorgeous. And her husband, Jamie, or now ex-husband, I think. And I was following them. And they had two beautiful girls. And then all of a sudden, bam, you didn't hear from them for like a month. And I'm like, what is going on? And then they're filing for divorce. They didn't really say exactly what they just were both adamant that he did not cheat, because everybody was like, oh, he must have cheated. And they were both like, no, he didn't cheat. Okay, then why are you getting divorced? Right? Because I promise you that and it wasn't that he was abusing the children, because he always has the children. He always has the girls. So what is it? You guys just not getting along anymore? Now, I know somebody's like, you don't know their business. You don't know why. What I do know is that marriages are fixable. And now they're walking around. She's like talking about maybe dating, and he's just sold his house. And, now they're going to go their separate ways. And these girls are being shuffled between 2 different homes. And it's something that could have been fixed. I guarantee you. With the Lord, anything is fixable. Anything is fixable, right? With our God, anything is fixable. You turn anything over to God. Everything is fixable. I'm telling you, right? And, with their situation, I don't know that world. You know what I mean? They're YouTubers, and I mean popular YouTubers. They have like millions of followers. They had collectively, rather on their channel was like millions of followers. And then, when they split up, it was like, some people went Team Nikki, some people went Team Jamie. It was a mess, right? And I don't know their world, being in that world, the YouTube world, always trying to put out content, always trying, I don't know what drove them apart. But I remember watching their videos, like from the time she got pregnant. I mean, I saw the engagement video, I saw the wedding video, I saw when she surprised them of being pregnant, and when they got pregnant with the second child. Like, honestly, if they were having issues, they did not show it on camera at all. Like, they were really good about showing that love. And as far as I know, they're Christians. I'm not 100% sure. I know that in one of her episodes, like since she was single, she was like, I want to find a man that loves God. As to insinuate he doesn't, I don't know. So I'm not trying to gossip. What I'm saying is that when I see young couples that have children that have now said, we're not going to be together anymore over something that was fixable, it breaks my heart. And I would love nothing more than for them to get back together. I had a vision that she had a son. That was my own vision, though. I think that was just in my imagination, that they got back together and then they had another child and it was a boy. But you never know what God can do. And so I pray that they get back together. They're able to mend their family for their daughters, raise their children together, and not just be out in this world showing the world that, oh, well, I'm just divorced and I'll just find somebody else until I get happy, because that's not the message that we need to be sending. What we need to be sending is that, yes, we may be having issues right now, but we took it to the Lord. Or we may be having issues right now. Maybe my husband isn't taking it to the Lord, but I am. As wives, that's what we need to do. That is what we need to do, is turn our marriages over to the Lord. And especially if we're high profile and we're out there, people are watching you. And so recently, and I'm going to do a video on this because I want to do a reaction video to this. I haven't seen the video, but a young lady came across my feed and I was watching videos, and she was talking about Teyana Taylor. And Teyana Taylor here in the States is a singer, actress, and she is married to a basketball player. And this woman was talking about Teyana Taylor doing threesomes with her husband. And I was like, boop, let me stop right there, because I want to do a reaction video on it, and I want to really kind of explore it for myself. And I know that she was saying that the girl was saying that she was disappointed because, you don't let another woman in your bed. And you guys already know, those that have been watching me, how I feel about that. Your marital bed is sacred. You don't let another woman in your bed. But I think one of my bigger problems isn't just that she's allowing another woman in her bed, is that she was on a radio talk show bragging about it, like talking. I didn't see it, but from what the woman was saying, it was almost like she was, saying that, yes, it's okay. It's okay for, this is me and my husband and this is what we do. Then if that's what y'all do, then keep it between y'all self, right? But what's going to happen? You got young girls coming up, taking notes, talking about, oh, well, Teyana Taylor's having threesomes with her husband, and so it's okay. Now, I don't pretend to know their world. What I'm thinking about when I heard it was that, trying to look at it from a different perspective. Like, here she is married to this NBA player. This NBA player gets pum pum thrown at him all the time, right? All the time. And so maybe in her mind, this is how I can get him from cheating. But all that is you allowing him to cheat in front of you. Like, you're controlling the situation. Like, you're picking who he can cheat with, but he's cheating. He's cheating. And you're saying okay to it. That's a big no. That's a big no. Big no. But now I don't know her that well that say, she proclaims to be a Christian or any of those things. I really don't know that. Actually, that's not true. I did hear her talking about her grandparents praying over her and doing some stuff. So I believe she is of the Christian faith. You cannot be of the Christian faith and then be out here talking about threesomes. Those two don't mix. They just don't. So how are you representing? Because now you're on a platform and little girls are taking notes from you. That's some bull and some okie doke right there. And I do not subscribe to that. So there's a couple of different reaction videos that I want to have. I still haven't figured out how to do that just yet because I've been working on my book. Guys, I have a book coming out. It's called Time to Wife Up. I want to put things that are out there for wives to gravitate towards and that are gravitating towards Christ. I want to point wives towards Christ. But if you're here on this earth, you are here on this earth. But as you're here on this earth, there's certain things that we need to do as wives that might not have been pointed out in the Bible per se, but that we need to do in order to have an amazing marriage, right? What I mean by that is the Bible might not talk about, building your husband up. It might not say that per se, right? But that's something that you should know that you should have to do. Talking kind words to him, being kind to him, being loving towards him, It might say things differently than in today's terminology, but it's the same thing, same concept, right? And threesomes ain't in there. That ain't one of them, okay? So there's some things that you guys need to be doing. I'm calling BS on her and any other wife that's out here that's claiming to be Christian, that's doing some other things that are not glorifying to the kingdom and not glorifying to God. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you took some notes as to what I was saying and really just understanding that, we got girls following us. We got girls watching us. Our daughters are watching us. And it might, if you don't have any daughters, your sons are watching you, right? Our children are watching us. And also, I mentioned before, like not just your kids. If you don't have any kids, you got nieces and nephews. You may have neighbors, next door neighbors or co-workers' kids or somebody. There's some children that know who you are. Excuse me. There's some children that know who you are. And they're following you and they're taking notes. So, what are you teaching? That's it for now, guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have an amazing weekend. Today is Thursday, January the 28th. By the time I see you guys again, it'll be February. Can you believe how fast already? January has flown by to me anyway. So, have a great rest of your week and weekend. And I will see you guys next week. Bye for now.